Hey guys, Rabbit King here. So we are back with the third episode of the SCP Explained series. So, today we have SCP-004. What the hell is 004 actually called? Oh, wait. 004 is called the 12 Rusty Keys and the Door. Well, fitting actually. So it is a Euclid class. Special containment procedures. When handling items SCP-004-2... Oh, wait. Yeah. Through SCP-004-13, proper procedure is vital. The items are not permitted to be moved off-site unless accompanied by 2 Level 4 security personnel. Under no circumstances, you hear that? No circumstances, should any other component of 004 be taken through 4-1. You know what, that's how we're going to do. We're going to do like how we do with 003. Effects of doing so are yet unknown, and the current cost of experimentation makes further research impractical. Should entity objects contained with 4-1 breach containment, or the facility be breached, the keys must be brought inside, and the door closed prior to activation of Site-62's on-site warhead. Unauthorized removal of keys from the testing area is grounds for immediate termination. Level 1 clearance is required for basic access to 4-1. Level 4 clearance is required for use of 4-2s to all the way to 4-13. 4 consists of an old wooden barn door, 4-1, and a set of 12 rusted keys, 4-2 through 4-13. The door itself is the entrance to an abandoned factory and data expunged. So basically, they deleted that. That place basically no longer exists, basically. Okay. Chronological history. 1949, damn. Okay. July 2nd, 1949. A group of 3 juveniles trespassing on federal property near Redacted find the door. According to their testimony, they find a set of rusted keys in an iron lockbox and determine what door the keys unlocked. The juveniles are taken into custody after they contact Sheriff Redacted, and one of their friends, 4-Cas-01, goes missing. Okay. July 3rd, 1949. Local authorities find the severed right hand of 4-Cas-01 8 kilometers from 4-1. Other parts of 4-Cas-01's body are found scattered as far as 32 kilometers from the factory. Under interrogation, the apprehended juveniles tell authorities that upon opening the door of one of the keys, 4-Cas-1 was torn into several pieces, each of which disappeared. At this point, the SCP Foundation takes over the investigation. Except I guess a fucking calendar decided to fall off the wall. Anyway, where are we at? Okay. July 4th, 1949. SCP Agent Redacted obtains the keys from the local authorities to begin testing. Tests show that 4-2 with 4-13 all fit into a single lock on the large barred door. 12 Class C personnel are assigned to test the effects of the door. Of the 12 test subjects, each trying a different key to enter the room, only 2 survive. Opening the door with the key except 4-7 or 4-12 causes the test subjects to be torn apart in multiple directions. However, no dismembered parts are found until later. At the time of writing, only 2 parts of each subject have been recovered, with the exception of using SCP-4-Redacted, whose faces are scattered in close proximity. The others have, for all intents and purposes, vanished from existence. Of the 2 surviving subjects, only one, having used 4-7, returned unharmed. The other came back in a near catatonic state, only able to remove himself from the room and then collapse on the floor. It had to be restrained to prevent him from gouging out his eyes. Okay, that's disturbing. Okay, so, yeah, noted. 4-12. If you don't know 4-12, you're gonna be put in a catatonic state and you're gonna want to gouge your eyes out. What the hell happened in there? What the fuck? The subject using 4-7 said that he'd entered a large room, impossibly big for the size of the attached building. After his exit, 4-1 was propped open and an armed squad of level 3 personnel entered. The size of the room is impossible to measure in the door frame, and the individuals in the room are only part of the room that can be felt or illuminated. July 16th, 1949. Juvenile suspects, a sheriff, redacted, are terminated. August 2nd, 1949. Redacted is declared a hazardous area due to unexploded ordnance and fences erected in order to prevent civilian ingress. Tests to determine safety of exposure to environment behind 041 4-1 begin. December 1st, 1950. Space-time anomalies resulting from exposure to 4 are confirmed. Testing is suspended until further notice. The unaccounted for remains of 4-CAS-01. Oh, wait, what's this? July 2nd, 19 redacted. Okay. The unaccounted for remains of SCP of 4-CAS-1 appear unexpectedly outside 4-1. Despite being killed decades before, remains of 4-CAS-01 are not decomposed in any matter. Blood remains uncoagulated. The remains are remanded for testing. The unaccounted for remains of one of the 12 original test subjects appear in similar manner to those of 4-CAS-1. It was July 4th, 19 redacted. Okay. Remains are designated 4-CAS-2. Records suggest that both CAS-01 and CAS-02 use 4-blank. Well, not blank, but redacted. March 21st, 1999. With a massive proliferation of nuclear weapons and World War III only years away, construction has begun on a site inside 4-1. The site is to stock supplies for blank person days. April 21st, 1999. Redacted has ordered the site inside 4-1 to be expanded to include emergency storage for all mobile SCP blank specimens and a redacted petabyte database for the storage of all SCP data. The facility is now referred to as Site 62. September 25th, 2000. Site 62 is operational. Labs and containment units are complete and contain the most dangerous specimens. Backup of the SCP database has begun. January 21st, 2001. Due to time anomalies, all personnel working at Site 62 are required to reside on-site permanently. Families or personnel are to be informed that loved ones perished in an industrial accident. Cloned bodies have been prepared for funeral. August 14th, 2003. Massive power outage across northeast United States and through Canada. Due to the initial failure of multiple SCP generators, Site 62 was without power for 53 minutes. During those 53 minutes, those on site were completely without any source of light. They reported sensing creatures and people, although no abnormal entities could be seen or felt. Selected faculty personnel were allowed to read redacted and said the creatures sensed were of humanoid size, but otherwise similar to the massive green creature described. Sorry about that, guys. My nose is fucking congested. Oh my god. 4 seems to propagate spatiotemporal anomalies. Personnel leaving the faculty report losing time. Those who have been in the site for weeks insist they've only been in the facility for several days, and records of work completed and supplies consumed support their claims. Other temporal anomalies involve 4-2-4-13, especially the reappearance of CAS-1 and CAS-2 exactly redacted years after using SCP-4-redacted. Redacted has been assigned to investigate all aspects of these time anomalies. Spatial anomalies include the impossibly large dimensions of the area opened by 4-7. Similarly, the 2003 blackout incident suggests that there exists an alternate plane of existence within the same site within the same space that Site-62 occupies. Testing on SCP-4 reveals that 10 of the keys open 4-1 on a dimension where the laws of physics and topology are significantly different from those of our home dimension. Test subjects being these hostile conditions are torn apart, their body parts deposited in various locations, only 3 of which have been verified to be on Earth. Material deposited at 2 of these points appears immediately. Material deposited at the third appears exactly redacted years into the future. The other 7 locations are currently unknown. Current testing focuses on 2 avenues of research. The first is finding ways to survive 4's hostile topologies. The second, data expunged, suggests that 4-2 through 4-13 may open doors other than 4-1. Appendix A. Mental health effects of 4-12. All Class D personnel using 4-12 return to catatonic state, unable to speak. Some may have enough energy left to claw out their eyes. One of the 16 subjects, only 4 have survived. Only 1 has regained speech following long-term psychotherapy. He was able to tell a psychiatrist they saw a massive green creature, so large that much of its body extended beyond his field of view. Reported innate fear and sudden recognition, as if it were something buried deep in his primal fears. It forced implantation of uncomfortable memories. Subject displays acute anterograde and retrograde amnesia. Appendix B. Additional information. 4-14. Wait, that's a door. Well, is this the monster? I guess it's the monster, I guess. Dave's discovery, September 2nd, 1950. Object was discovered elsewhere in a factory area in the previously undiscovered manager's office. Object appears as a large, unvarnished wooden box. The box may be unlocked by a safe key, 4-7, as well as one of the 5 unsafe keys. See document 4-1. Upon unlocking 4-14 with 4-7, the box opens automatically and hinges. The volume of the space is precisely 5 times greater than the outer dimensions imply. Items placed in the box, as placed within while the lid remains open, do not affect the weight or any properties of the box. When the lid is closed and locked, however, all items vanish irretrievably. Personnel locked inside the box are also irretrievable, although losing personnel's fashion appears to affect significantly the dreams experienced by data expunged. So, that was SCP-004, The Door and 12 Keys. I sure hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe. Yes, I will be making a new Transformers Prime gameplay video soon. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded one of the Transformers Prime videos since my birthday. I've just been I barely touched the Wii U, to be completely honest, and so I honestly kind of forgot about the game because like I said, I don't touch the Wii U often. So yeah, so you'll be getting a new Transformers Prime gameplay video soon. And I think that's it. So yeah, I think that's it, really. Yeah, be kind. Stay safe, be kind, don't let anyone tell you what you can and cannot be, and I think that's all I really have to say, so, adios.